Breathing for freediving. Breathing correctly for freediving is critical for your safety and enjoyment. There are different ways to breathe before a freedive and after, as well as a specific way to take your last breath before a dive. Whilst it seems totally natural, breathing is actually a complicated process. We will give you an overview of what is going on in your body, how to breathe properly before a dive, and how to recover properly. How to breathe. The first thing to consider is where oxygen is found in the body. It is stored in the myoglobin in our muscles, bonded to hemoglobin in our blood, and in the air that we have in our lungs. The second thing to consider is that our breathing is both automatic and autonomic. For most of our life, and particularly when we are asleep, our breathing is automatic, with the body naturally adjusting our breathing rhythm to suit our level of activity. However, we also have the ability to control our breath, making it autonomic, which can be a benefit as well as a hindrance. The diaphragm is responsible for all our breathing at rest and most of our breathing at other times, aided by the intercostal muscles between the ribs and the clavicle muscles around the collarbones. Relaxed diaphragmatic breathing is also known as abdominal breathing or belly breathing, as the only part of the upper body you will see move is the belly, gently expanding as you breathe in and deflating as you breathe out. It is also worth noting that at rest, there is a natural pause at the end of exhalation, which can be much longer than the inhalation and exhalation combined. When people become conscious of their breath, for example, when they are preparing for a dive, they often abandon this pause at the end of their exhalation, as it makes them feel anxious. This feeling, as well as a myriad of other breathing difficulties, means that learning to breathe in a relaxed fashion actually becomes a process of unlearning the bad habits that we have picked up during our lives, and letting the body breathe freely in a natural and an instinctive way. Consequently, breathing techniques for freediving are designed to relax your breathing, your body, and your mind. Breathing before a freedive. Longer exhalation than inhalation. When we exhale, our heart rate decreases, so extending the length of exhalation, even for a brief moment, can help calm the body and mind and reduce oxygen consumption. A pause at the end of the inhalation and exhalation. This helps slow the breathing rate when the tendency is to increase it. The pause at the end of the exhalation should be no longer than the one at the end of the inhalation. Relaxed. A passive inhalation and a passive exhalation, so there is no strain on the intercostal or stomach muscles, and the heart rate is kept low, usually through the mouth if we are wearing a mask. When you surface following your dive, the breathing you do is called recovery breathing. How to do recovery breathing. Make sure you're holding onto something for support, whether it's a buoy, side of the pool, buddy, etc., so your airways do not dip below the water. Quickly exhale a small amount of air. With your mouth wide open, take a quick, deep breath in. Close your mouth for a second. Exhale a short, passive breath. Repeat steps 3 to 5 for at least 30 seconds or longer until you are completely recovered. So what is hyperventilation, and why is it such a bad idea? Hyperventilation is any form of conscious or subconscious overbreathing. This means breathing more than the body needs at any given time. Hyperventilating is dangerous for freedivers for the following reasons. Having reduced the levels of carbon dioxide in the blood, the diver has neglected their body's primary urge to breathe, risking a blackout. It constricts the arteries supplying blood to the brain, and in extreme cases, can cause a blackout before the diver has left the surface. It raises the heart rate. It can take the body from a relaxed, parasympathetic state of being to a flop, freeze, fight or flight sympathetic state. It causes oxygen to bond more strongly to hemoglobin in the blood, the Bohr effect, reducing the body's ability to use the oxygen when it most needs it. If you think you have hyperventilated in your preparation for a dive, hold your breath for a few seconds and add longer pauses in between inhales and exhales. Always remember you should breathe in a very relaxed fashion. Just imagine you are falling asleep. If your buddy can hear you breathing, then you are not relaxed.